yes, sir. So Stephen A is out here dropping bombs. Put it out there on his show, his Stephen A. Smith show. He's got a lot of shows. I know it's hard to keep up, but he was talking and addressing about the layoffs that happened recently, which I don't know why everyone was taken by surprise because they talked about this months ago. About 20 people got laid off, and he said that these were his friends, his colleagues. They didn't deserve this, and he kind of comes across as like a disgruntled employee. And I'm like, man, Disney's gonna hear this, and they're not gonna like this. But the way he's doing it, he's gonna do what he does, and he's gonna use the race card and play that game to benefit himself. So that way, if Disney does decide to lay him off, they're gonna get so much heat for it. And mind you, they already brought in McAfee. Pat McAfee, I told people, Pat McAfee, when he got there, it was going to be some real big changes. He's taking that time slot, that big time slot, that prime time slot on that network. Stephen A went on to say, this ain't the end. More is coming. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I could be next. Let me tell you all something. Don't ever, ever, ever in your life as a black person take anything for granted. I told you before, when white folks catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. That's the one thing I can tell you about Stephen A. This ain't 2009. I didn't really see it coming. My eyes are wide open now. I'm never comfortable. This is what he says. I never take anything for granted and just assume I'm safe. So that's his statement that went viral. And like I say, when you come in from that perspective, like I say, he did what it was smart, but that's the race card of it. Like if Disney gets rid of him, it's gonna look like, wow, y'all got rid of y'all top black analyst, the highest paid guy on the company on the roster, the television roster. And I know it's not going to be Kendrick Perkins that they get rid of next, because people are always wondering who's next. Because Kendrick Perkins he's taking that slot that Max Kellerman had. They're giving him a bump. You still got Malika Andrews in there, the feminist chick. They know a lot of the guys don't like her, and they still got her on there. They know how most of the male audience, because most guys, are the male demo that's watching still, and they know most guys don't even like this broad, and they still keep her on there. But they got rid of Jalen Rose. They got rid of Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, a lot of folks. There's a lot of shakers. I'm like, well, damn, are y'all just gonna go in the direction where you're not gonna use on-air talents as much anymore, and it's just gonna be more live games and things like that? But I doubt it, because it's such a character, personality-driven sports media world. So you need those strong characters and personalities. So even though Stephen A's putting this out there, I don't think he's actually in jeopardy, because he got a raise. He's making $12 million per year, $8 million in regular salary, $4 million in production contract. Now, could they afford to maintain that? That's the thing. They might ask him to restructure and take less. And then at that point, that's when he got to make his own decision on whether it's worth it for him to stick around. Because he should have always been doing his own thing independently. As much as he's built his brand for himself, I can say whatever I want about him, but he's built himself a brand over these last 20 plus years. He shouldn't have to work for anybody. Be honest. He should be doing his own thing, rather it's on here or whatever. It's people, he got colleagues that he came up with that's doing their own thing. And they don't have to answer to people. So, I mean, hey, if Stephen A wants to continue to be out there, go ahead. And he goes on and says, let me address something to some of y'all haters out there about me. Y'all could kiss my ass twice. And I'm talking directly to the people in the industry who sat up there and said, why isn't Stephen A gone? Ladies and gentlemen, I have a few people at ESPN getting paid more than me. And they don't have a #1 show. They don't have top ratings. Wow, who is he talking about, though? Oh, he must be talking about McAfee. He's talking about McAfee. They said, he says, and by the way, none of them are black. Oh, yeah, you know what he's talking about. How come you didn't bring their names up? I wonder why. I'm talking to those folks, the critics in the media and the wannabe media and the blogmosphere. And you know what else is about this that really pisses a lot of people off, like Stephen A, these journalists, these beat writers, these people that studied to be part of the media. This is all they wanted to do since college. McAfee is a former player. He didn't study or go to school for none of this. He played football. He was a punter. And now he's one of the hottest guys in the sports media world, and that drives people like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. and people like that. It drives them crazy. On top of the fact that he just came to the network and he's already making more than you. You know, um, and it goes on to says no one received more criticism than Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is paid more than Stephen A. Smith. He's white and he received a lot of backlash for the ESPN layoffs. The time of the McAfee, because McAfee landed an $85 million contract with ESPN. Yeah, he's way he's way up there on that pole. Oh man, yeah, Pat McAfee. And McAfee comes across as a cool guy. I watch his show sometimes. He probably feel like shit maybe, because he's gonna take a lot of blame for this too. Yeah, people are gonna be like, well, damn, they paid you all that money. That's why they had to lay everybody off. But in reality, I mean, from what I've been hearing, Disney has been losing a lot of money. They've been all these movies they've been putting out been flopping, and that's got a lot to do with some of these budget cuts. And Stephen A. He goes on and says, they were let go because of cuts. I was fired, and when I was fired, I was damn near blackballed into the message I sent. He's talking about a previous incident, but yeah, Stephen A. did what he said to come across in more of in a victim stance. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna move on from him. He's just putting that out there so he could play victim and play his role to the story. But you definitely could tell he's disgruntled. He's not happy. He's disappointed what's going on. And yeah, it's not a good look for ESPN and Disney to have when your top TV analyst is calling y'all out for laying people off. And then on top of that, he's calling y'all out for paying somebody else who's not black, who has less experience than him in TV, more money than him. So, yeah, this is what Stephen A. This is how he did it, though. He's been doing this his whole career, though. He's gonna play that card till the day he die, and he's still doing it. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Who's gonna get laid off next? Is Stephen A. actually? Do y'all think he actually has a chance of getting? Anything could happen. I just don't see it. Malika Andrews, sadly, is still there. I think they still got Richard Jefferson is still on there. Vince Carter. Yeah, there's a couple people that they could probably chop off, but I just don't. How many people are you gonna let go? I mean, you ain't gonna have nobody up there sooner or later. So it is what it is. But maybe they should bring Paul Pierce back. That's my vote. Bring back old Paulie. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit the like button.